can you say about Uhuru legacy?
Uhuru have tried, but have not done much. For example, talk about debt ceiling. We have talked about here management of those debts. They are not proper. It's good to borrow, management has been wrong. Uhuru and the presidents in general and the government, Jubilee government, Uhuru was not working alone. Jubilee government, there is a problem with that government and there are a lot of issues that they could not attain. It was a government much of promises than actions. Like, for example, we talked about the first term, Galo Golana, because I know when I talk about second term, they'll run away. The UDA factor. They'll run away, they don't know about it. So let's talk about first term so that we see where they want to go. We talk about Galo Golana irrigation scheme. They talked about around 10 million job opportunities in the country. Are all those things attained? So they have their plus. In a scale of 1 to 10, I'll give them 6. They are just barely above the average, but they're not good off. That's why we are now talking about vision, expertise, experience, and everything. If you combine the same, marvelous. Kenya in the next 3 years will not believe we'll be in Europe.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah. Jubilee administration has done fairly well. Yeah, they did well. What they promised Kenyans, like if you analyze the big four, they did perfectly well. The Uhuru Kenyatta, the legacy, it's nice. Like people from my county side are well. They are doing good. They are now enjoying the fruit of devolution they expected. That's because of Uhuru and the factors that Uhuru came with along that leadership, along that tenure of his leadership. And I give them 7 out of 10. He did well. Yeah.
And not about Wajakoya.
Yes. From what I think, I would say Uhuru has done well based on whatever he has done on infrastructure. I think huge kilometers of roads has been constructed. Several dams have been constructed. Then I think he has also managed to build a few stadiums here and there. So I would say infrastructurally he has done well, but economically, based on unemployment rate, it has been so high. I think the inflation rate has also risen. We might say that there has been COVID, which was we never anticipated for that. Corona has been there, so I think that also derailed our progress as a nation. So we can also say that. But his tenure has been full of confusion, I would say that, because he never told us of what transpired between him and his deputy.
Yeah.
The bromance between him and his deputy came to an end, but he never revealed to us what really happened. And I think it was also full of corruption, because I think during Kibaki's era, we never had these scandals happening. But during Uhuru's tenure, corruption has been very high, especially in his first term. I think that might have been a reason as to why they parted ways with his deputy. In a scale of 1 to 10, I would give them a 7. But those are my thoughts on his legacy. But much we will realize them later after a year's gone.
Okay, people say that Nini Honorable Odinga will be a puppet if he wins. Is it true or?
I think that's the best lie. That's the best lie the country talks about. How do you imagine someone that has been in the political scene for more than 40 years fighting for the evolution of this country can't be a puppet? You know, what they don't appreciate, politics is dynamics. Are you seeing? Same Ruto in 2013 called Mudavadi, huyo shetani alikuja kakula samosa yetu kwa nyumba when we had arranged everything, when Mudavadi wanted a DP position. But that was by 2013. Those days, Mudavadi was another hell of a person. Are you seeing? But now, when you are talking about Raila Amolo Odinga, being a puppet, I think is laughable. I don't imagine that. People who say that Uhuru Kenyatta controls Raila, they are wrong to that extent. Because number one, we know the history between Martha Karua and Uhuru Kenyatta. That history is clear. It's not a history that we can talk about. If indeed Uhuru was supporting Raila Amolo Odinga and controlling him, Martha Karua will not today be the deputy president in waiting, God willing. We have seen their internal fights from Mount Kenya to the public. We have seen even Martha Karua representing, leading in a court of law against appeal against BBI. Did we see that? He was there. So Raila basically worked with people based on principles. They don't work with people based on feelings. Those one will live for romantic individuals. But Raila is a good governor. He envisions for the country and looks for those people with the same idea. That's why everyone thought this thing, maybe Peter Kenneth. Peter Kenneth doesn't have bad relation with Uhuru Kenyatta. People even said, I think even Uhuru sometimes sponsored him to contest somewhere. Are you saying? Those were the mindset of the Kenyans. But Raila Odinga came with a totally different idea. Are you seeing? But this idea is now envisioned on what? Attaining some things. You have picked Martha Karua. No one expected that. Everyone thought that if Uhuru is indeed controlling Raila Amolo Odinga, things like Ministry of Treasury will not go to any region. There will be a preservative for Mount Kenya. What did Raila announce in case they win? Speaker and everything. What did Mount Kenya get in the entire things that Raila mentioned? A balanced nation. So when you're talking about Raila being controlled, I think his age, experience, and the vision for this country cannot allow Raila Amolo Odinga to be a puppet. Puppets are people who we don't know. They can be controlled by anyone. But Raila can only be a puppet to the citizens of the Republic of Kenya. People of Kenya can control Raila because they'll vote for him, and Article 1 of the Kenyan Constitution gives us those power. Raila will be our servant, Raila will be our puppet. But Raila will not be a puppet of an individual. Get that one clear. So those who are talking about Raila being a puppet, they're dreaming. They try another day.
As the saying goes, if you can't defeat them, you join them. So Raila realized that, okay, me as an individual, sina uwezo. And me claiming, niko na watu, I have sijui nini, I run rallies. When I go there, there's people there. Raila, this is why I can say 70% of the statement is right. That Raila will be, and he is, a puppet right now to His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta. And I'm not afraid to say that. Like, if you can see, roughly, every state function, everything that Uhuru does, you see, like, you will find, like, you always give a Raila a chance, so that it's like saying, okay, niko na mtu wangu, unaona ile niko na mtu wangu, I have somebody, niko na mtu wangu. Unajua, you cannot fight your boss. Like right now, Raila is just in the picture to run for AZIMIO. But there are some people that when they say, hapo ni mbaya.
Like which situation? Which situation? No, don't lie. People are watching these things. Like, tell me a single situation that one have happened and Raila made a U-turn. Me have said situations where I think Raila cannot be controlled.
I'm going to give you a situation.
Give us the situation.
You see, like the choice of this guy has really been debunking on choice of Martha Karua as the deputy. You see, first, if I may justify that, you see, the choice of Martha Karua was also a pressure from the women leadership in Kenya. Those a large number of women in AZIMIO side of it. There was a pressure from that side. Like, okay, we need a woman. You see, previously Martha was in Oka, right? Martha was one member of Oka before Oka joined with AZIMIO, right? So if you see, after that chance of Oka joining AZIMIO, women started building a pressure that we need also. Martha is also a national leader. Martha is also someone who can be viewed like someone who can be a leader of this country. So women built that pressure. So you cannot tell me that Raila came with a different thing or a different idea. Okay, let me give this person. You see, if you can look, Peter Kenneth, this guy is talking about those people that were to run for that thing. Kalonzo has been with Raila since. But they have delivered nothing pertaining to the presidency seat. They have delivered nothing. The two combined. So, Kalonzo was, according to me, Kalonzo was out of the picture. So we were remaining with Sabina, Kenneth, and Martha. After Oka, the few claimed generals of Oka joined Azimio. I removed Gideon Moi from the picture because he declared that he was not going for anything. He had never wanted anything. So, and Sabina doesn't have that national outlook. Like, although she may have the convincing power to mobilize voters, but she may not be viewed as that national leader. So, her out. So here we had Peter Kenneth and Martha. But Peter Kenneth, however how much he may be good. But Muranga factor, we have nothing like people claiming like there's a Muranga factor in it. Sabina was from Muranga. Peter Kenneth is also from Muranga. They are friends to Uhuru Kenyatta. So you see, Uhuru also had interest. Not he had interest. He is the control of interest there. Raila is just like anakaa jeshi. The commander sends you to war. You are a jeshi. You go and take your body there, but the commander sits in the office and gives you orders from the terminal. Attack that side. He watches you from a tower and tells you. See, that's what Uhuru is doing. Raila is just a soldier in the battlefield. That's what we do. That's what I know.
Like, let me respond so fast. The guy, I've mentioned Uhuru name without mentioning why he feels Uhuru supports, controls Raila. If Uhuru is a woman, I admit according to his sentiments, Uhuru influenced choice of Martha Karua. But if Uhuru is a man, I know he's a man. Uhuru is a man. So I don't think Uhuru forms part of Azimio women that were agitating. I say that people of Kenya were posting every day. We want Martha. He have also ads people of Kenya.
Which Kenyans?
We, the people of Kenya. That's why I told you that when you come to debate, when I use the term we are using universal we. So when I'm using universal we, majority, if you're not included, be quiet, be silent. People are posting everywhere that we want to.
They collect data from Twitter and comes it with here. They collect data from Twitter. Twitter. Someone can have 200,000 followers in Twitter, and 99% are fake.
Let me finish. You know, I've not talked about Twitter. I've talked about the women that he said. I was only giving response to what he said.
Okay,
but you have even added as another advantage.
A woman. Personally, I have a Twitter account named Woman.
Cool. Keep your cool. Keep your cool and listen to wisdom. Keep your cool. People are posting everywhere. I've talked about those people. Like those people who are posting, they were having a pseudo account. But when those people give them credit of their post in Twitter, like Ruto is ahead, they celebrate. Are you seeing double standards? Speaking from two sides of the mouth. When we're now talking about Martha and Uhuru being controlling, you have talked about how Uhuru influenced Raila. Raila is a soldier. But Raila is a soldier to Kenyans. Uhuru is a Kenyan. What's so wrong with that? Uhuru is one of the citizens that are going to vote for Raila, not as a president. So even if Uhuru says, do this as a soldier, if that is their notion, I have no problem. Uhuru is a Kenyan, same way Silo is a Kenyan. If I tell today Raila do this and he can do, the better. So Raila is a people's project, not any person's project. You cannot be a project to someone that you have defeated all your life. When he talks about Uhuru recognizing Raila, but only a blind man cannot recognize Raila. What you have done for this country, talked about revolution. We have democratic space that you can even abuse your boss the same way deputy is doing. Who vote for those things? That certificate, that ticket that you're now talking about, Martha and Raila. But you can come here and say now, Suji Raila Uhuru is recognizing Raila. Only a foolish man in this Republic of Kenya or a foolish woman in the Republic of Kenya can fail to recognize the Raila's fight towards liberating this country and towards where the country is today.
We are tired of being liberated. We
If
need
you don't want to be
economic
liberated,
reforms.
like even economic liberations and what they're talking about, you talked about exports. Exports coming to Kenya Mitumba. What is it called? That was called economic preferential areas and economic liberalizations. Those are just liberations on their own. So this guy is talking about liberation when he want to talk about imports and when he talk about freedom and our association with the international market. But when we talk about our internal revolution, he doesn't want, because they stand to nothing. They want to loot. They want to steal from us. We are tired of thieves. They are tired of liberation. We are tired of thieves. That's simple. We are tired of thieves. They are tired of liberation. We want liberation so that our country, Raila puts it clear. The first liberation was independence. The second liberation, constitution. We are now talking about third liberation, economic revolution, and economic liberation. He doesn't want that one.
No.
With them, they have done nothing. All they have done all through their life, associating with government.
That's what you have been talking
But he's
about.
not a scholar.
Every rally.
Those were the reasons why we found independence. He's not a scholar. Because the reasons why we found independence are known.
Every time you are just
Ni
ujinga,
ujinga,
My
maskini,
friend,
all those things
my
he says
friend, my friend.
were there coined when our flag was being raised up.
Ujinga,
But today he tells
maskini, and
us,
the people that are driving us, what's that?
You
want us to
guys
be
must
poor.
also remember that I'm also part of this
Yeah.
debate.
So you are making us poor,
like,
and then claiming us to be
lastly, when the guy
maskini.
is talking about maskini, like he talks about Kenya still maskini, but again comes on and tells us about hustlers. We should be uplifted from 0.5
But the people are
to
dragging
1x.
back.
Like,
You are dragging
what
us
is this guy
back.
telling us?
You are dragging us back
Like,
to
we
that
are just
side.
confused.
No.
A bunch of confusion in all statements. He says Raila fought for liberation, and we appreciate him for that. Together with
Raila
Martha,
himself
I
has
don't
been
support
looting several
liberation.
companies in Nyanza.
Which
Raila
company?
himself.
Which
But,
company?
You cannot substantiate that. So
Which company in Nyanza?
Stop alleging that.
Which
that,
company in
I'm
Nyanza?
not
Let me
alleging.
say.
I'm not alleging. Even this guy knows that.
Huh? I don't know. If I know, I'll say it. When like Uhuru have done mistakes, I've said Uhuru did mistake Jubilee government. I'm not supporting people blindly as he's doing.
I'm not supporting anybody. I know who I'm supporting. We are not thieves by day, and I'll tell you.
The question was very simple, and I think you guys have exhausted your points. It is now my turn to say something. We can't say that Raila is being controlled by Uhuru, because Raila has been a seasoned politician. He has been there ever since, and I think this is his fifth time that he is vying as a presidential candidate. So, but as you all know, that politics is a matter of interest. We cannot deny that. And I think President Uhuru has got his interest in this politics, in as much as there has to
It's
be
Raila's
some,
presidency.
which is true in Raila's presidency, because we can see from what happened from the Nairobi gubernatorial race. Igathe came out of nowhere. He was never in the picture.
Successful CEO.
But he came out of nowhere, and he was directly given
Credential. A successful CEO by himself. Not ours. A successful CEO himself. Continue.
after several in-those consultations that happened between Raila and Uhuru Kenyatta. So we can't say that the president, the current president, who will vacate the office come August, very soon, has a stake in this politics. We cannot deny that.
So, like,
And we also have to say that I think he also feels safe with Honorable Raila compared to his compared to his deputy.
thank you. Let me just start from where I've started. You have talked about your boss cannot recommend you for a job. Are you a good man? Your boss. Today, the VC cannot recommend a DVC for a job. Is DVC a good man? He's not a good man. That's why his boss cannot recommend him. Are you seeing that? So when you're talking about like the credentials, we are talking about interest. Why are you in school? For a better life. Yeah. Any man have interest. Men are either joined together by interest or fear. Some people are supporting AZIMIO because they fear losing. They have joined Raila Odinga and the AZIMIO. Some people are equally supporting AZIMIO because of their interest. It's wild. I'm studying so that I have my interest of study is that I become knowledgeable. I can get a good job. I can do something, even if not a formal job. I can start my business. Are you seeing? Those are interests. So any man who does not have interest is as well as a dead man. Because interest is what will develop into a vision. Today I may have interest of making money. Then I may start now entrepreneurship. Are you seeing? So guided interest is not bad. But hii tamaa ya fisi, that's the interest that you're saying no to it. Kuna tamaa ingine ya fisi. That's the interest that we don't want for this country. We want an interest that is guided. But see interest that is glutton, like I want it all. When like Ruto even is the MC in his own rallies. If I'm lying, you can tell me Ruto is the MC in all these rallies. Yeye atasema mungwana ongea kidogo. Another mungwana pia sema yako. How can you be a presidential candidate but there is no MC in that event? Tells you the guy owns the UDA. Without the guy, UDA cannot operate. When he went to overseas, what happened? Was UDA functional? They could not hold even a single rally. But when Raila was in US, people like Joe were holding, because these are people that have guided interest. But this guy have not disclosed his interest. So those people cannot support an interest they don't know. That's why they only follow Ruto blindly. We are having a rally tomorrow in Nakuru. We will be there to support you.
And we'll be there.
So those are
on
foolish
declaration. And we'll be there on declaration as the president of Kenya. And I promise you.
They say they cannot support, but they'll be there. Then you can be there to clap for Raila Odinga. It's not bad. Or to give powers to Martha Karua. Ruto may be there to give power to Martha Karua. Not bad. We welcome you, by the way. We welcome all Kenyans to inauguration.
We also
Love your
welcome.
team.
No. We are very strong
Moja
party.
kwaya.
We don't need to merge with anyone.
No, after
And there are
defeating
some
you, we are
people-
welcoming
there
you.
are some
After
people I
defeating
really
you
sympathize
for
with.
inauguration, come for inauguration so that we move a united Kenya. All interest of Kenya is scattered by Baba na Mama.
Oh, some people
Hao
are really
vijana
sympathize.
wawili,
That is a wishful thinking.
The roots part. What are you after 9th?
After 9.
Yeah.
But we will be sworn in and everyone will smoke, bang.
Including you.
At everybody. Not me.
and he said he was not high when we started the debate. He said he's
said
not
you're not
high,
high.
his boss is not high. But today
said
everybody will
everybody
smoke
will.
bang.
You're deputy
our
president.
victory-
You are planning to be a
deputy
convert.
president was
You are
not
planning to
even-
be a convert from a moral individual to a immoral individual.
no.
Thank you.
No. Even the Bible says that a little wine is good for the stomach.
But not a
Exactly.
little
What
bang.
if
Not
Little bang.
a
it is only dangerous if it is taken excessively.
The same way you want to plant it in bulk, so it will be in excess in
And our
For
country.
commercial
Under-
purposes, for
under
commercial
expressway.
purposes, it will be exported
Under-
to other
under
countries.
expressway.
It will
Like
be
whi-
exported
like-
to
like-
other
like
countries.
which country?
There are several countries. We can take it to India, Bangladesh, so many countries.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.